Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. Have you ever wondered why some couples seem to grow closer over time while others drift apart? Would you like to deepen the connection that you have with your spouse, strengthen your relationship? Well, if you're not doing a daily check-in, you're really missing something. But if you are doing a daily check-in and think things are okay, I have some tips for you that will make those daily check-ins much more effective. So welcome to the Turn It Up Marriage Tips and Tools Show. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and talking about daily check-ins and how they can make or break your marriage and strengthen the connection that you have. So stick around and check it out. Hi, I'm Coach Kelly, pastor, police chaplain, marriage coach, and author of the book, Turn It Up, How to Have the Lifelong Marriage That You Really Want. If you want to have a great marriage, a daily check-in conversation is a must. You know what I'm talking about. When you first see each other at the end of the day, you say, how's your day? And there's a moment where you guys get to catch up with each other. And even if you have kids and the kids are making noise and all this kind of stuff, it's just that moment. Or maybe it happens around the dinner table. You eat dinner together as a couple or as a family, and you talk about what happened during the day. These daily check-ins are great opportunities to build intimacy and deepen the connection and understanding that you have of each other. But maybe you've been doing these, but you don't feel any closer. So I want to give you a few tips in this recording on how to make these daily check-ins more effective. So here's tip number one. Ask open-ended questions. A closed-ended question is one that can be answered by just one word. For example, if you ask your teenager how was his day and he says fine, that, my friends, is a closed-ended question. So you ask another question to get him or her to talk. Would you like to tell me about it? And he answers no. How was your day? He says, fine. Would you like to tell me about it? He says, no. So you walk away feeling disconnected. You walk away feeling like you don't really have a good relationship or you're not really sharing anything. But an open-ended question is one that requires more than just a one-word answer. So instead of how was your day, how about this one? Tell me about your day. Whoa, well, that's a great open-ended question. It's not really a question, it's more of a request. But anyways, you get the idea. Another example is what's new in your world today? Instead of, is there anything new in your world? Is there anything is something that can be answered with a yes or no. But what's new in your world today, really causes there to be perhaps a little bit more sharing. Now, tip number two is this. Share your feelings and encourage your spouse to do so as well. When you focus on just the events, you miss the chance to connect on a deeper emotional level. And sharing your feelings helps create that kind of deeper connection. It creates a safe space for open communication and allows us to empathize with each other better. A great way to do this is what I call roses and thorns. Each of you take turns sharing the roses, which is the positive things that happen throughout the day. And then you share the thorns. Those are the challenging things, the experiences or the emotions. And doing this and encouraging each other to follow that little technique will really allow there to be much more than just kind of surface level conversation. But another great way to go deeper and to share your feelings is to use what I call a magic word. Actually, it's not a word, it's a phrase. It's a question, but here's the question that works like magic. Your spouse is telling you about something that happened at their job. And then, before they go on and change the subject, you say, well, how did that make you feel? Wow, that's a great question. How did that make you feel? Now, it might surprise them. It might make them think, well, I don't really know, okay? And by the way, if you or your spouse find it difficult to find the right words, a great thing to do is to do a Google search on a feeling word list. And I've seen them in the shape of a wheel, or I've seen them in a list, but either way, take a look at that and maybe print that out and have that there on your kitchen table so that when you say, how did that make you feel? And your spouse says, well, I don't know. Well, take a look at the wheel. Take a look at the list. Are you happy, sad? If you're happy, are you joyful? Are you exuberant? There's lots of different vocabulary words that you can use. If you're angry, are you frustrated? Are you enraged? You see, both of those are different, but they're different ways of expressing anger. So you get the idea. The other thing, of course, is lead the way by sharing your feelings. And the way to do that is to say, let me tell you how that made me feel. By the way, if at first you don't succeed, try again is a great saying. And this is really true when it comes to sharing your feelings. Because at first it might feel awkward, it might feel weird, it might feel forced, but keep trying and you're going to develop this skill and it will get easier the more you do it. All right, tip number 3. Listen to understand each other. Now, we think we're listening, but really what we're doing is we're listening to reply. What am I going to say when my wife stops talking, right? So I have to catch myself and think about, okay, what do I need to understand? What do I need to do in order to understand? And not only to understand, but to let her know that I understand. So here's how you do that. First off, focus and pay attention. Turn off the TV, put your phone in your pocket or turn it over, take away the distractions. Then you really want to just listen intently and pay attention. Think about it, okay? And a great way to do that is to play this little game inside your head. At the end of this conversation, there's going to be a quiz. And the quiz has one question on it. And the question is, what did I just say? So think about, you're going to have to repeat back what your wife or your husband just said to you. So that's going to get you to focus and pay attention, all right? Then, while you're doing that, try to feel what your spouse is feeling. This is called empathy. Now, you're not going to quite get that completely right because we can't really read each other's feelings all that well. It's a little bit hard for most of us, myself included, but you can at least try, okay? It seems like you're angry. It seems like you're frustrated. It seems like, you're sad, whatever. Then what you want to do is repeat back in your own words what they said and share how you think it made them feel. All right, so they're talking about something at work and their boss is leaving and they're going to get a new boss and you want to say, wow, it seems like you're really concerned or maybe even a little worried because your boss is leaving and you don't know what the new boss is going to be like or who the new boss is going to be. And then after you say it back to them and share how you think it made them feel, then you ask this little simple question or something like it. Is that right? Or is that correct? Or am I understanding you? Is that really it? But you don't want to say it in a dismissive way like, oh, is that it? No, but say it in a way that you're looking for them to correct you. If, by the way, they say, no, that's not it, then let them explain it again. Let them share it again. And then try one more time to express your understanding of what they just said to you. And then you ask it again. Did I get it right that time? Yeah, you did. That's pretty much it. Okay, great. So now, not only do you understand, but now your spouse knows that you understand. Okay, then what you're going to do is reverse roles, and your spouse does the same thing for you. They're going to listen. They're going to empathize. They're going to repeat it back, and then they're going to ask if that's correct. So if you put these tips into practice, your daily check-in conversations are going to go to a whole new level. You'll grow closer to each other. You'll feel loved and understood, and your spouse is going to feel loved and understood. Jesus put it this way in Luke 6:31. He said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I think a deep need in all of our hearts is not only to be known, but it's to be understood. So giving that kind of listening and understanding to your spouse is what they want, but it's also what you want. And it really allows you, like I said, to go to a whole new level and deepen that connection. You're going to be growing closer to each other. Now, you could do this on date nights, absolutely, but you could even do it around the table with your kids as well. Hey, Johnny, what happened at school today? Tell me about your day. That kind of a thing. Ask those open-ended questions with your kids, and then ask them, how did it make you feel? You're going to be teaching them to share their feelings, which is a really, really healthy thing to do. So you can do this with your kids, you can do this with your friends, but definitely do it with the person that you married, the person that you committed your life to and shared those vows to on your wedding day, because that's the number one relationship that needs to get stronger. And it will get stronger if you do these things and enhance that daily check-in conversation. All right, well, for more on this and how to strengthen your marriage, I encourage you to get a copy of my book, Turn It Up, How to Have the Lifelong Marriage That You Really Want. And I want to give you a free digital copy. All you have to do is go to turnitup.coach/75. By the way, if you're there and you want a paperback copy, there's instructions on how to get one of those, and that's available at a 75% discount. By the way, if you also found this recording helpful, please like, comment, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button now and the bell so that you can get notified when I post a new episode. Hey, well, that's it for this episode of the Turn It Up Marriage Tips and Tools Show. I hope you found these insights helpful in enhancing your daily check-in conversations. So may God bless you and may God bless your marriage. Bye-bye.